Hi guys, this video is going to kind of be more of a fun one. It's actually based off of a comment somebody left on one of my Instagram photos. If you're not following me on Instagram, it's Grace_astrology, where I post sporadically and not at all consistently. This light is gonna like fall on my face and then we'll really have a video, won't we? Siger_Tiger commented on one of my pictures and said, all the signs are in prison, ... Very ominous right there. Based on your knowledge, what crime did each sign commit? I really liked that question. I thought it was interesting. I've never done any type of video like that before. And then they also followed up with, and if all were in for murder, what method would each sign use? Is that too dark? Should I not go there? Should I go there? So firstly, disclaimer. You know, I feel like I do disclaimers on literally all my videos, but it's because I've been so attacked over the last... When did I start YouTube? 10 years ago? More than you would think. I'm gonna assume that we're going with a little bit of a top-heavier crime here because the poster did say prison, not just jail or like probation. We're talking prison. What I'll do, I'll go through the signs and I'll say what I think, and then I'll also say what weapon, was that the thing? We're talking about weapons here now? How they committed murder if they committed murder. Let's just do this because I'm a Capricorn. We're dark in here, okay? So this is just perfect for me. Should I just like name a crime and leave it at that? Or should I name a crime and then give my reasoning why? I think I should just name a crime and leave it at that. Aries, reckless driving to the point that it would cause you to be in prison. Like maybe a DWI, like a 7th DWI, or speeding down the highway at 300 miles an hour and crashing into another car. And if they murdered somebody, what method would they use? I think they would use whatever they had on hand, you know? The quick method. Here's a random bottle of perfume. Is it heavy enough? Will it do the job? Taurus. Taurus is a hard one because you're sneaky. Sneaky. I could see Taurus being in prison for stealing diamonds from a museum or something, or stealing a rare piece of fine art. And in terms of method for murder, Taurus would be poisoning. They're gonna think it through, you know? They're the type to craft a little plan and then do it so that nobody knows it was them, because like then what would the point be? They'll be a little sneaky about it, but they'll also do their research and like know, you know, the best method. Gemini. I could see Gemini going to prison for somebody else's crime or getting wrapped into somebody else's plan. Or I could kind of see them as the master manipulator of a plan. It could really go both ways. I could see Gemini getting involved with like something in like a thrill kind of crime. Maybe going into a store with some friends and like robbing it at gunpoint because that would be exciting. And then, you know, that's what I see. Doing something with their friends, like a big robbery, you know, going to rob a bank. Something a little bit spur of the moment, and then realizing it wasn't really worth it. And how they would commit murder? Well, I think they would be the type to also, like Taurus, think it through and maybe use a method of, it'd have to be exciting again. So something that would involve like a lot of blood. God, this is really dark. But not too much so that they could hide the evidence. So maybe like Saw style, like the movie Saw. I don't know, like one of those head contraptions or something where if you don't figure out the puzzle in time, like you're doomed. It'd be one of those situations. Cancer. Cancer, I could see one of two things. I could see a Cancer go into prison for assault because Cancers like to imbibe, most likely, you know, get a little bit under the influence, and then they can be a little jealous, a little protective. They might get into a bar fight and, you know, maybe it took a wrong turn. That's what I see them going to prison for. Their method for murder. Something creepy. I would see them using like their favorite knife that they cook with because, you know, it's a little sentimental and they probably like to like cook a little bit. Leo. God, Leo's really, it could just be an array of things that they could be in prison for because they're extravagant, they get into trouble, they're rowdy, they're protective as f***. Have you ever like tried to say something mean about someone a Leo's close to? It's not a good time. So I could see a Leo getting into a huge fist fight or maybe like stealing a ton of things, but we'll put them in there for Sorry, but it's the same as Cancer, just with a little bit of a different twist. They are going to be the type that are probably going to be in there for assault or like rowdy behavior, but probably assault like for protecting someone they care about, having someone's back, you know, and then they just take it too far. And their method of murder, it would have to be like, it's extremely extravagant. It'd be like a diamond encrusted revolver, like the newest, most expensive hammer. I don't even know. These are like the worst examples, but it would be something to look at, you know? Virgo? Well, I feel like Virgo would be the type to be in prison. Like, they probably wouldn't be in prison because they really focus, well, maybe they would, you know, they focus on all the little puzzle pieces fitting into place, but they have a hard time seeing, you know, the finished puzzle. So they would be like rafting away. They'd be like that person that gets somebody else to commit a murder for them. Somebody maybe wants her husband, like that woman who wanted her husband dead and got like other people to do it for her. Pamela Smart, is that her name? Somebody like that, because they would try to put all the puzzle pieces so that they're not involved directly. And, you know, they'd go to prison for that. And what would their murder weapon be? Maybe something like all natural and organic. I don't know. Like a rope? Bamboo stick? I don't even know what I'm talking about. I feel like such a creep right now. Let's move on to Libra. They would probably be in prison for... probably wouldn't be in prison because they're so charming they can just like get away with anything. Maybe like some sort of scam. Like they would charm people into thinking they're doing one thing, but then they'd scam them into doing something else because they can do that. Maybe it would involve theft of people's money. So they would do a scam that like actually worked, and then maybe they got caught for it. Their method would be something like fair, not too painful, like a little bit of justness behind it. Maybe something quick and easy, just a gun maybe. But it'd be like a really nice looking one. Scorpio. Scorpio I think would be in prison for like a crime of passion. They walk in on their spouse cheating on them and they just go crazy. And then, you know, they're in prison for it, and that's life. I also think that like their murder weapon would be something piss the person off that they're murdering. Like if they're trying to murder a mailman, they're gonna murder the mailman with like a box cutter because, you know, there's some irony to that, and they're very vengeful. Sagittarius, forgetting to pay their bills, tax fraud, tax evasion, just like totally not paying money they owe, thousands of dollars worth, or like taking out a bunch of credit cards, forgetting that you did, spending it, like never paying them back, something like that. And their method would just be like their own bare hands because, you know, it's honest, straight to the point. Capricorn, probably like embezzlement or something to get ahead in the work life, scamming, messing with things so that they get a promotion or they get more money or they get their face out there somehow, but maybe they did it illegally, so now they're behind bars. Their method for murder would be car? No. Something traditional. What's the most traditional, like old-fashioned way to kill someone? A cannon? A noose? Oh my god, this is terrible. This is just bad. Yeah, maybe just an old traditional style of murder. I don't even know what people even did back in the day. What did they do? Stabbing? So maybe just a knife? Aquarius would probably be stealing a ton of money to like fund some charity or like using a charity as like a front to get themselves a bunch of money, or like maybe out of the kindness of their heart they stole a bunch of money to help out the community, something like that. Or it would be something really weird that they'd be in prison for, like one of those weird crimes you hear about that people do that nobody can relate to because it's just strange and we're just like, what? But it's illegal, so. And their method, then you never saw coming, you know? Maybe something terrible that you just never expected. Pisces. Somebody has to be the serial killer. And I'm gonna give it to you guys because there's a lot of serial killers that are Pisces. Oh, that's why you're getting it. You encompass all the signs a little bit, so you get a little piece of everyone. There's a dark side to Pisces, so I think we're just gonna give them the serial killer. A lot of emotions involved, they can't really get a grasp on them. They're kind of manipulative, a little sneaky. They like to fantasize and live in la la land, so we'll give them the serial killer. And their method would be a pillow. You know what the pillow does. But it'd be a little bit kinder, but not really. Like, it's soft, but it's really terrible. Okay, so I officially feel so creepy right now. That was weird. But I really wanted to do that one. I just thought it was something a little different, you know, spice things up a bit. Let me know what you guys think. I know I probably like missed some crimes. Like I couldn't even like really think of any on the spot. Maybe I should have like prepared this a little, but that just felt strange to me. That's gonna wrap up this strange video. Stay legal, stay good. I try not to go like too weird with this stuff. So I think we kept it like PG-13, right? Oh my god, I should have given someone an axe. Okay, so that's my video. Have a good day or nightmare. Hope you have a good day or night. Bye.
Diamonds when she pulls up to a set. Such a classy, oh, got 2 feet on the ground.